Hi, it's Christine Gallagher from CommunicateValue.com, and today I wanted to do a quick tutorial for you on Facebook friend lists. So on Facebook, we are able to create lists of our friends. So basically, you're trying to separate out certain people into different lists. So for example, you might have a list of family members, you might have a list of former clients, you might have a list of current clients, anything you can think of, you can create a list for it in Facebook. And I want to show you how to do that. The first way you can do it is if you're actually on your home page on your Facebook profile, if you look on the left-hand side, you should see something that says Friends. And when I open that menu there and then click More, you can see here a couple of lists that I've created myself. One here is this 6 Steps group, which is one of my coaching groups, and I have the members of that group who have Facebook accounts in this friend list, so I can keep track of them. Then I have a list here for social media people that I want to follow, colleagues, and one for family, as well as one called Limited, which I'll explain in a moment. But so there's where my friend lists are, and if you want to create a new one, you would simply go to, as we said, the home page, then Friends, then click on Create a List. And what happens is a box opens up and it gives you the option to first name your list here, and then also select from your list of friends who you want to be in that list. So it'll pull up all of your friends, or you could start typing a name in this box here, so that you can select those people to be in the list, and then you would just hit create list. So for example, I would click here, 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 here if I want these people to be in the list, and it would add it for me. And then of course I would name it, and then I would have a list of those people. The other way that you can create a new list is actually if you go to Account in the top right hand corner and you look at where it says Edit Friends. When you click Edit Friends, you'll see a couple of options here at the top. One is Create New List, and that's doing the same thing we just did on the other page. That'd be creating a brand new list, and if you have a list you're already looking at, you would be able to edit it or delete it from here. So just to show you that if I look at my family list, if I click on that on the left-hand side, these are all members of my family that have Facebook profiles. I have them all in one place. So if I just wanted to keep up with what they're doing, then I can actually make it so that that's what I see in my newsfeed, just updates for my family. So I'll show you, if you go back to the home page, which is where your newsfeed appears in Facebook, and you click on Friends again, that's going to open up the list as I said. When I click on Family here, they're just showing all the updates of my family in the newsfeed and no one else. So you could have thousands of friends on Facebook, but you might just want to isolate and just see what your family's up to, or your colleagues, or your just specific members of a niche or an industry. So it can be really helpful, especially for business, to kind of just really keep track of those important people, maybe key influencers, things like that. So that's one thing that you can do with friends lists. That's how you create them, and that's how you can filter the news feed by them. The other great thing that friend lists can do is if you actually update your status and you go here to the What's on Your Mind box, you see this padlock here. If I wanted to update my status, and say for example I wanted to update something that was totally business related, and maybe I didn't want like family or personal friends who have nothing to do with my business, maybe I don't want that status update to go clog up their newsfeed, I can actually click customize here after I type in my status update, and then see where it says hide this from. I can actually start typing a list. So remember I had that list called Limited. When I click Limited here, it allows me to hide this particular status update from the people on that limited list. So that actually is really convenient because you don't always want your status updates to go to everybody. Another reason friend lists are really important, especially for privacy reasons, is if we take a look at the privacy settings under Account and you go to Profile Information, you can see here you have all these different settings, and you can actually get very targeted with your privacy settings for each section here. But for example, a lot of people have questions about, how private can I make photos and videos, or photos and videos that I've been tagged in. And you can actually get very targeted, because if you see this drop down menu here, you can actually customize by friend list. So let's say, for example, you wanted a certain list of friends to not see photos and videos you've been tagged in. Then you can actually type the name, like we did before, of a list, and it comes up there. And so anything that I'm tagged in wouldn't be shown to those limited people. And you can actually customize the privacy too while we're on the subject. Make this visible to these people. You might just want to say only me, only friends, specific people. You can get very customized there. But again, that's just what I wanted to show you, because it has to do with those friends lists again. So take some time to explore the options you have with creating friend lists. The way that I like to use it is really, strategically keeping track of certain people that I want to see what their updates are. So maybe the friend list that I had over here that was colleagues. Sometimes I want to just see what they're up to, and then I want to make sure I get on their radar. So when I filter my newsfeed just by those colleagues, I'm able to quickly and easily see all their most recent updates, and then comment on them, like their statuses, whatever it may be. But the idea is I am putting myself in front of them, and it's very easy to keep track of what's going on with them. Especially when you end up having like a lot of friends, maybe you have hundreds or thousands of friends. Sometimes you just want to isolate and see certain people and filter out the rest of the noise. So again, this is Christine Gallagher, communicatevalue.com, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks.